Thank you so much for joining us at our 2019 Stakeholder Consultative Forums. It's always good to be in Durban. Today we are joined by our chairperson of the board. I'd like to observe protocol firstly and just give him a round of applause. And it is quite a pleasure to have him here.
It's crucial that we all engage as MICT SETA. The whole SETA, MICT SETA is changing. So you can see yourself, the board is new. I think we have around about 1 year. We're on our 2nd year. And this year we have a new CEO. So, and as the demand of the latest technology direct us to new inventions and to new demand, so as us as MICT SETA, we need to change with times. The purpose of this engagement, it should enable us to identify and act on the issues that affect our stakeholders and our business. That's what we need to achieve when we finished our day. Other engagement, it should be able to strengthen the transparency and accountability through which we have established valued relationships. The other point of engagement, it should enable us to take into consideration the concerns and interests of stakeholders when determining our material issues and strategic response and direction, as I've mentioned before. So to me, on my left, it's our new CEO. His name is Zagwe. He joined the MICT, I think in the early April, the 1st or the 4th of April, as a CEO. He's a chartered accountant by profession. He's got an MBA in IT and e-commerce. He's a certified applied cybersecurity personnel with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, it's called MIT, and is currently completing his PhD in cybersecurity education with the UNISA. He has held leadership roles in professional bodies such as the Computer Society of South Africa and the SAICA, which is South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, and the KwaZulu-Natal branch of the Black IT Forum. This is who he is, and colleagues, I introduce to you Zagwe.
When I took over at MICT SETA, there was a lot of things that I needed to look into. There was a lot of things that I needed to look into from an internal perspective of the organization. I had to go and sense out what the stakeholders are saying. I had to understand what the institutions of learning were saying. I had to understand the demands from the DHET. And I found out when I was looking at our SIG codes, you know, there's a SIG code for a pager. I mean, who makes a pager these days? But there's a SIG code for a pager. We are expected to train people in a pager. So we're talking 5-10-year-old SIG codes that have never been reviewed. And it's our job, because you are right there where it happens, to say, look, these carriers or these unit standards, we don't think they really serve the country. And we need to look into new things. 4IR is here. If you don't adjust for 4IR, you'll be replaced. So, colleagues, there's a lot of fixing that one has got to do. And I know you may have been affected by that. But I believe that we need to press a reset button. When we all come out on the other side, it should be a very efficient SETA. And I know as well on the DG proposals that a lot of you have been emailing us discretionary grants proposals, and a lot of you have not heard from us through our online portal and also through our emails. What the board has done is to delegate that function back to management. So we've set up a discretionary grants committee, we've set up an appeals committee. So if you're not happy with the response you got from us, you're more than welcome to appeal it. But we are very thorough in approving proposals, and we are getting the ball rolling from now. There's a lost opportunity if you don't submit a WSP. A huge lost opportunity. to a lot of people, to a lot of learners out there. About 12,000 of these companies are paying levies. We only have 1,200 WSPs submitted. Where's the rest? Many of you have also said that, look, when we communicate with MICT SETA, there's no transparency. We don't know where we are in the process. I just want to reflect a little bit. You would all know that all the SETAs, almost all the SETAs, they were with Deloitte. Deloitte was running their financial systems, their learner management systems, their finance functions, their CIO functions, etc. And the previous minister, Minister Pando, said, look, you need to serve divorce papers to Deloitte and bring these things in. We need to transform ourselves as an organization and make sure that we can get into the right digital platforms. And then I'll come to the thorny issue, service level agreements. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I guard carefully is the SLA. SLA is our agreement we have. And it's got a lot of terms and conditions. And sometimes people, they don't comply with the SLA. We give grants to be given to learners as stipends. People don't pay stipends. You know, and it's such a sore thing when that stipend is supporting a family. And they have hope that this learner one day will uplift that particular family. You know, I always make a joke that you can be corrupt at SAP and make sure that there's less beer on the streets. You can be corrupt at British American Tobacco so that there's less cigarettes on the streets. But don't be corrupt on education. Don't. I've instructed the research team to really engage with the employers because I found that there was a gap. When you engage with the employers, this is what they want. So when at the end we publish in our sector skills plan, top priority skills, the big companies, top 10 in the JSE, they dispute that list because nobody spoke with them. Nobody. So as an organization as well, as you know, that World Economic Forum, they came, they set up a local desk at CSIR, and we are a signatory to the local desk of 4IR, and we've been asked to support a presidential council on 4IR, where it's chaired by President Cyril Ramaphosa. So what we've also done within MICT SETA is to make sure that we have a 4IR desk. It's going to be manned by people with artificial intelligence knowledge and skill, augmented reality, cybersecurity, robotics, etc., 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 so that we can also support South Africa in making sure that they have a say with the World Economic Forum. And that for us is very exciting. And one of the things as well we've done in order to make sure that we can firm up and make sure that things are not delayed. I know some of you may say, look, we don't have invoices paid, our SLAs are not issued, our certificates are delayed, etc. We used to have a division called Monitoring and Evaluation at MICT SETA. And for some strange reason, it disappeared. So we are resuscitating that particular function because it will help you even to make sure that we monitor you as we go along. I acknowledge we are not a perfect company, but we're trying to fix things. And we're being open. Tell us everything that you're not happy with MICT SETA. And we'll work on it. We can be as useful as you want us to be. We can be as useless as you want us to be. It's your choice.
So I'm going to be giving you a brief and overview of what is happening in our region in KZN. For us as a SETA to be able to implement our program and ensure that we can address the identified scarce skills, it's very important for us to be able to form partnership. And those type of partnership must be partnership that can be able to benefit the end user, which is the learners or the people that who are supposed to benefit on the partnership. With our partners that we had in KZN, what we want to achieve, we want to ensure that we can be able to serve people with disability. Also, we can be able to serve people who are SMMEs, also people within the rural communities. Also, the new partnership that we have formed partnership with NYDA. Our partnership with NYDA, it demonstrates our commitment as a MICT SETA on developing the skills of young people. Also, we strongly believe that through this partnership, we can be able to develop people that are coming from our program can be able to be entrepreneurs, they can be able to start their own businesses. Also, you will realize where we have the gaps on, and as a SETA in the region, we will try and make sure we close those gaps, because we are looking at the previous financial year. What is it that we have funded? And also, how can we be able to improve the funding so it can be relevant? So you will notice that on bursary, we are lacking in terms of providing funding. Hence, we are engaging with the University of Technology so they can be able to start and put more applications so we can be able to fund the MICT SETA relevant project. As a SETA, we have a responsibility of ensuring quality assurance. By doing that, our responsibility is to ensure that we can accredit training providers, register assessors as well as moderators, also promote quality and monitor that quality. So currently we have providers that are 105 providers, 191 assessors, and 129 moderators. But I also want to touch base on this kind of assessors so we can understand what we have in the province. Most of the training providers that we have are accredited on end-user computing or technical support. In the province, we have few providers that we find that are accredited on telecommunication. We have few providers that are accredited on radio and on media-related programs. Also, we have few providers that are accredited on networking. But our main aim going forward, as you can see the last point, is to target employers that are not submitting their WSP. We want to ensure that these people that are not submitting their WSP, who are paying levies, why are they not submitting their WSP? So those are one of the things that we'll be able to focus on as a region.
So I recall that Tembiso mentioned something about bursaries that would be given out to learners that are in TVETs and that are in universities. So as an accredited training institution under MICT, we play a huge role towards skills development in KZN, and we have trained a number of learners and equipped them with essential skills that are needed for them to progress. And more specifically, we focus on giving people information on how to establish their small businesses. But we don't fall under a TVET program, so I wanted to find out if we can be able to apply on behalf of our learners for bursaries, because some of them really come from underprivileged families and they struggle to settle the fees for their studies. So we form an integral part in terms of skills development too. But we are not TVETs and we are not universities.
I just want to raise a bit of a concern that it seems as if a DHET institution, which is under, an institution under DHET is not really mentioned. And we feel that as a CET college, and there is only one community education and training in KZN, and that one is headed by Dr. Mtedo. But it seems as if SETAs don't know about the CET college. So that is my main concern here. And the reports also, they are not mentioning CET college. And I feel that a CET college can play a vital role in the skills development, because while we have universities and TVET colleges, on the other hand, we have people who do not fit into this structure of TVET and universities. So what is the SETA doing about those people? Thank you.
I think in that part we've been underperforming. We have not been giving enough bursaries as MICT SETA. One of the things that DHET kicked our butt for was the fact that our targets were low. They reviewed our targets, said our targets are very low, you need to up them. So certainly, we will be funding even research chairs, we will be directing topics that need to be studied, and we welcome bursary applications. On my second week on my job, I got a letter from Minister Pando that we must up our game on engaging community colleges. The fact that you're not mentioned, it's a message that's still filtering through. So we will be making our rounds to understand all community colleges in the province and how we can engage with them. One of the things we're not doing well as MICT SETA is to have centers of excellence. We want a place where we can put all programming languages and say, all of you who are certificated in coding and system development, hack yourself away, develop something.
Well, what we've done in Gauteng, we've included township as rural. We've included the slums, and I don't know what we call slums. I know in my Zulu it's called Mjondolo. So it's slums. For example, in Gauteng, we've involved the deep sloot, the Zanspruit, as part of the rural. So people mustn't feel uncomfortable when they hear DHET enforcing us and saying that the priority needs to be rural.
Mina ke ngibuya kule organization ebizwa ukuthi Impumelelo of Disabled Rural Community Project. Lapha nje nginembuzwana lemibili emithathu ngizohlala phansi. Thina sibantu abakhubazekile okwesibili sifundanga kungabo ngikhuluma isiZulu. Sibantu bekugcina ngisho ku education. Sibantu bekugcina ngisho ekudleni. Sibantu bekugcina ngisho kwa transport. Yonke nje into ekhona isingibantu bekugcina thina. Okokuqala lesidibana nako kaSETA uye afune i-high education. Njengokusho ukuthi sifuna u-grade 12. Mina anginayo u-grade 12. Lo muntu wafaliso langanhlanye noma umlenze wanganhlanye akanayo leyo ncwadi leyo. Sithole ukuthi kunabantu laphane esibabona ngokuthi abakwazi ukubhala, abakwazi ukufunda. USETA yena ubalahla phi noma we-education yena ubalahla kumphumgcoma labo bantu abafana nalabo endimeni yethu yokufunda ka-technology. Esengibuka egcineni omunye umbuzo engiye ngibe nawo njengoba bafunda labantwana. Nabathi bafunda bafika lapha bafunda khona sekuthiwa bahamba bokwenza ama-practical. Sithole ukuthi ezinye inkampani esibafaka kulawo ma-practical ababafuni. Bathi bazobulala ama-computer ethu labantu laba bayachuka bahamba ngama-wheelchair. Sithole sesinengcindezi ukuthi kanti thina sizowafunda kuphi ama-practical la kufanele siwafunde khona. Shothi ngilenye ingcindezi yokufuna ukuthi uSETA athi kusicubungulela yona athi kusibhekela yona. Ngakho ngizowehla ngisangihlale phansi ngiyabonga.
The three questions that I have from the board and the senior management. Our plans at RPL Babuzago Atin, because the focus seems to be on new entrants, but what about people who are already in the field? Not only on this SETA, but almost all 21 SETAs, we haven't been doing well in terms of RPL. Can we have a look at RPL as a strategic project for the country? The second one is around the approval of MISLAs. Once an applicant has been approved, there seems to be a long time lapse between a board and the administration. If we can have a look at maybe shortening the time period from the time an application has been approved to the time when a vetting visit is undertaken, so that you don't have a board sitting at the end of the month and it takes administration about 3 to 4 weeks before a vetting visit is undertaken. So if it can be quicker. Then the last one that I have is around the public employers. Because we operate within the parameters of EPFMA, we can't flaunt the provisions of legislation. If PFMA says anything above 500,000 threshold, go on full public tender. As a public entity, you have to comply with the 21 days advert. But we have an SLA that says once we've given you the SLA, implement immediately. So it leaves the public entity at a very tight spot when they need 21 days to advertise. So
It's a bit emotional, you know. This issue of people that are neglected. Yeah, okay. But sokhuluma ngalokho. Baba from DigiLab, you're on point. We didn't have a program for recognizing people who had prior learning. And those people, sometimes you find that they've got a lot of experience, and it's something that we are going to look into it and make sure that we get it up there, you know. After approval, the vetting, we are at fault. As a SETA, we are at fault because we delay things sometimes ourselves, and then when we come to you, we say to you, on receipt, you must get this done. That is not fair. That is not fair. Because, and that's the reason why one of the things I've done to strengthen the organization is that we need to have interdepartmental SLAs amongst ourselves as an organization. The SSP department, the LPD, the ETQA, and corporate. Because we are all a value chain, all the way from application to disbursement. And we all have to have service level agreements and standards so that when we break it somewhere, we add it back so we don't disadvantage you. Baba, wakamhlabi yalingana, kuzobaluleka ukuthi sihlangane nawe, sikhulume nawe because lezi zinto okhuluma ngazo sensitive. And as abantu abavela from DHET, I think we need to listen to you.
I've been working rather closely with Elangeni TV at Collage, and together we've been trying to implement a 3D printing program. The gentleman to my right, Andrew's been liaising with you guys regarding a guideline as to how we can implement this program. Of course, not just a once-off 3D printing aspect, but moving on to robotics and coding and that. We haven't, to date, this happened like we started, I think it was in February, March. We haven't to date received some sort of an idea as to how we can incorporate it into the current programs or add additional programs or whatever the process is.
In Cape Town, they asked me, what's your 3-year plan? I said, I don't have a 3-year plan. They said, what's your 5-year plan? I said, I don't have a 5-year plan. What I have is what you want to do. I think the point from IBS about 3D printing, we take the comment. I would like to know what exactly are you teaching the kids on? Are you teaching them how to set up a 3D printer? Are you teaching them how to fix a 3D printer? Or are you teaching them how to make a 3D printer? I'd like to know. I'd like to know where you are. I'm not going to criticize you on whatever stage you are in, but as long as you and me have an understanding that you want to be right there, we want to make our own 3D printers. That's where we want to be. So I think in closing, I think we do need to go back and rethink and reset and recalibrate and refocus ourselves and realign, both of us, yourselves and ourselves. And let's continuously engage. So all the proposals that you have submitted to us, please don't be afraid when we turn them down because they don't talk to our new vision. On my side, I really appreciate this engagement in my own hometown. Thank you so much. It was, you know, for me, these consultative forums are important for us because they reflect the areas that we should be responding to. You know, so much we're going to take back to the office around our structure of the organization, around our offering as an organization, and also around the institutional capacity that we need to build as an organization. I've taken a lot in terms of the revision of the OFO codes. I've taken a lot in terms of the relevance of some of the SIG codes. I've taken a lot as well in terms of the areas that we may have not been focused more on it. For instance, RPL program, disabled people, and community colleges. And that's, for me, it's very key, because that's where our people are. And we need to make sure that we don't push these people any further, because if we do, who else is going to look after these people? You know, it's very critical for us that we do not circulate the same old things that have never worked for this country. We need to start questioning things and say, we've been doing this thing for 10 years. Unemployment is not going down. So we need to re-strategize, recalibrate, rethink and realign to the needs of this country. If you look at the problems the country is having, we need to innovate around that particular problem. This country needs growth. That's the first thing. And how do you achieve growth? By creating new IP. When you create new IP, you create industries. But you find that those who generate IPs, they're not well looked after. That entire value chain has got flaws and it's not complete. All the way towards commercialization. And we as MICT SETA, we need to be part of that facilitation to make sure that the people that we train to become coders, to become app developers, we migrate them all the way towards commercialization, and we see them start successful industries. That for us is very, very critical.
Yes, we're always talking about the fourth industrial revolution, but there hasn't been any direction in terms of qualifications that are in place for these programs. There hasn't been any direction in terms of funding from the SETA as to how they're going to fund these programs, how we're going to capacitate small and medium enterprises that are involved in training to also align themselves with the new approach in terms of technology. So if then SETA can then clarify that aspect and obviously start to invest more on skilling the existing training providers so that they are ready for the implementation of this fourth industrial revolution. Around the township economy, you'll find that what is happening currently in townships, young matriculants and other youth are involved in music production. And as you know, that music production has a lot of spillovers. There are areas of opportunities in that space that needs to be explored, and then SETA must then identify how can they support these young individuals in terms of becoming entrepreneurs in music production, video production, how they can promote their music through your digital platforms.
So the presentation this morning by the new CEO of MICT SETA was really, I think, very inspiring for us and very hopeful in terms of where we see MICT SETA going forward. It's a crucial institution for us as the Film Commission. There are so many skills needs there, and we really believe that MICT SETA is a wonderful partner. We've already started this year in Amajuba, which is a great township area, where we're training 21 students on TV skills. But there's so much more that needs to be done. And listening to what he had to say today really is aligned to our strategy, particularly around animation, virtual reality, and looking at how the fourth industrial revolution kicks in. So we're really excited. I think his vision is very much aligned to what we are wanting to do as the Film Commission.